Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, guys. I want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as seasoned. I'm so grateful for you guys. I'm currently driving, so I apologize for any background noise in advance. So I wanted to chat with you all this morning about the email I received from a gentleman, and that is really talking about God's timing. He is quite disappointed, frustrated, overwhelmed, all that good stuff, because he really believed that he heard from God in about the month of his breakthrough coming, being released in the month of August. Not only did he go to his source first, which I always tell people, get your downloads from your source first, from God first, the Holy Spirit first, and then people will always be your confirmation, but never your revelation. Your revelation comes from your source. So here's the thing, and I'm going to speak about some of my own personal experience, not so much in detail, but here's one thing I've learned. God will never, ever, 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 ever allow you to figure him out. He's God. We're not going to figure him out. Now, what he will do is, yes, he will give us revelation. Yes, he will give us confirmations. Yes, he will show us visions and all this good stuff. But personally, one thing that I've realized is he's always given me the details, right? But never the directions. Never the directions. And that's where a lot of us get very frustrated at, because see, we're attempting to see something the way the flesh wants to see it. God moves in a supernatural way. So if you think that it's going to happen a certain way, most likely it may not happen that way. Sometimes those are actually distractions, because you will find yourself trying to put work, right? Put your hands in it in the way that you think in the flesh is going to happen. And that is a distraction, because you're so busy doing that, and you're really on the wrong path, right? That you're not putting work into just making sure that you are still, right? Where you can hear your downloads, and then you move accordingly. Because sometimes God will tell you to move. Sometimes he'll tell you to sit still. Sometimes you have to move in acceleration. But if you're so busy putting your hands in your own way of how you think is going to unfold, then you miss all of your spiritual downloads. And so that can really distract you. Another thing I want to talk about is this. Another thing that I've learned is, if God himself, like really, if God himself has given you that revelation, it is. It is. If it's from God, it is. Here's the thing. Let's just say we're talking about, I'm going to use a job, and then I'll also use a person, a relationship, as an example. Okay, so let's just say that you feel like you got the download from God, that he says that he will open the door for you to be able to get a new job in August. Well, if he said it, it is. But your mind, our mind, assume that we should already be on the job, meaning we got the stamp of approval. Hey, you're hired in August. Welcome to the company. Sometimes that simply means that a person who was occupying that very position that God is going to grant you with, that person may have been terminated. That person may have had to take a leave, right? So really, that door just opened in August. So yes, if he told you he's going to bless you with a job, right? If he told you that he's going to open some doors for you in August, that doesn't mean that you're going to be sitting in your desk, in your cubicle, already hired, already trained in August. That door opened in August because someone may have lost that job. So you see the difference? So now what happened is, Satan is so tricky that because you're not sitting in your actual chair, your desk, in August, now you get frustrated because you think that the blessing didn't manifest, and now you walk away from it all. You abort the whole process because it didn't happen the way you think it should happen. Let's use a person, for example. Let's just say that God says you're going to meet your kingdom partner, your kingdom spouse, all these good words that we use now in August. Well, if he said he will open the door in August, it doesn't mean that you and your kingdom partner are literally holding hands and sitting down watching the sunset in August. Maybe that person relationship ended. relationship, not marriage. Maybe that person relationship ended in August. Maybe that person got a revelation about you in August. They may have not even spoken anything to you yet, but they got a revelation from God about you in August. And now here, when August came and this person is not in your arms or whatever you got going on, then now you figure like, oh, God is a liar, that does all the other stuff. No, he didn't tell you. He didn't tell you how. He just said the door will open. He didn't tell you you would be walking in it. He said you will have a breakthrough. The door will open. Right? You see the difference? So be careful, because Satan is so tricky. He will really have your mind thinking because things didn't manifest the way you wanted it to manifest, or how you saw it in the flesh and how you think, because it just makes common sense in the flesh that things should go in a certain order. Well, that's our thinking. We're flesh. Who are we? Who are we, right? God have his own supernatural ways. So if you are literally idolizing something, idolizing a person, idolizing a word, because he said August, and now you are literally just freaking yourself out, and you are just trying to make it happen and trying to, because August is almost out, right? I'm speaking in general. I know we're in September, but now we're at August 29th. And I haven't seen this thing yet. And now what you're doing is you are really in acceleration, trying to make it happen yourself. And again, when we do that, God pulls back. So now you're going to prolong your blessing even further, because now you're trying to make it happen because you're on this time clock. Be very careful about time clocks. God's timing is not our timing. I've seen a lot of people walk away because they felt as if either they heard God wrong or God is a liar, which I rebuke you right now. He didn't say that, but I'm speaking in general. So you feel all these emotions, and then you abort your promise because it didn't happen the way you wanted it to happen. Let me tell you something. Every single thing that God has promised me has come to pass. There's maybe about 2 things that I'm waiting on, but it's going to come. There's no question about it. I don't know the time. I don't know the way, but it's going to come. There is nothing that God has promised me that in his time it didn't happen. And you know what? Each time those breakthrough happens, first of all, it was way better, way better than my own little human mind could have imagined. But it was when my hands were off of it, and I had made a conscious decision, because I would get frustrated as well and be like, okay, God, where you at? Where you at? Right? So I would get frustrated, and then finally I get myself to a point like, you know what? It is what it is. I can't do it, obviously. Who am I? I'm going to take my hands up off of this thing, and I'm going to get back to working in the areas where God needs me to really be. So let me get back in line and figure out what he needs me to be doing, because trust me, in your waiting period, there's work for you to be doing. Sometimes he may have you to help other people, right? You may be called to help other people fulfill their vision in a certain season. He may have you cleaning up certain things on your end. So there is always something that you could be doing. And if you shift your thinking and also get aligned and ask God, okay, God, what? Obviously, I've done everything I can do. Obviously, I don't know what I'm doing. I know you're going to do it, but can you show me what I could be working on right now? And he will show you. And guess what? The minute you start working on whatever you're working on, boom, manifestation. Out of the blue. Out of the blue. So, anyway, I hope this helped someone. I'm sure you guys hear all this ambulance and all this good. Well, I did say, I apologize for any background noise. But, the minute you take your hands off of it, the minute you're not even thinking about it, right? It's down to the back of your mind. Okay, it's like, okay, I know what's going to happen. I trust God. But at this point here, I'm over time frames. I'm over stressing myself out about how and all this stuff. And you just get back to your business or whatever God needs you to be doing. When you least expect it, boom, manifestation. I see it all the time. All the time. So please, my friend, don't give up on whatever it is that God has told you is yours. You said you clearly heard from God. You know how you hear from God. If God said it's yours, it's yours. But he never told you the time, and he never ever told you the directions. Only the details. So you guys have a great one. Have a great week. And it's your girl, Kizzy Rock.